I'm here at Absolutely Fabulous, and I have just met a fabulous jewelry designer. Now, what name are you going by these days, young lady?
Well, my name is Kay Henriksen, and my company is KK Designs.
KK Designs? And why is it called KK Designs?
Because when I was very young, that was my nickname.
Oh,
That
you were
was
called.
given to
Now,
me,
why? Now, why did they call you KK?
I don't know.
Did they stutter in the household?
All the neighbors must have stuttered because they all started.
They all called you KK.
It just sounded like something that went together, I guess. And KK was always it.
So, KK, I was wondering, what was the deciding moment in your life when you realized that you wanted to be a jewelry designer? What was the instant?
Well, I have always been just enthralled with color, and never could get enough of it.
And how did you realize that? Were you an art student as a little girl, or did you like pretty clothes,
like that,
or
but
what?
I was raised in Hawaii with a lot of vibrant colors and you know, the fashion and everything. You could put everything and anything together. So when I got older and started getting interested in fashion, buying clothes, shoes, purses, everything had to match, I was finding that I could never find the right jewelry to go with what I was trying to put together, the ensemble. And if I did find it at a place called Nordstrom's or somewhere else, I'd sometimes be paying more for the jewelry than I was for the clothes.
For the whole ensemble.
Exactly.
So a
It had to
little,
all go together.
for a few grams of jewelry would cost more than the ensemble.
It could.
So
yeah.
then you decided to do what?
Well, I just thought to myself, you know what? I would look at pieces of jewelry and I thought to myself, I could put this together. You know, it doesn't look like it's anything difficult. And so I went down and got a few tools and started playing around with just little seed beads.
What were the tools that you got?
A pair of pliers.
Okay. So you got yourself
wire cutters.
You got a pair of pliers and wire cutters.
And sat at the kitchen table with seed beads and started putting together ideas and designs in my head. And that's where it was in my head.
And then you just told me a couple of moments ago that you didn't think it would be all that difficult. Now that you've been in the business for all these years, do you still think that, or do you have a new appreciation for the difficulty of it?
It isn't difficult.
It isn't difficult.
No, it isn't, because it comes natural to me.
That's not the answer I wanted.
Well, it's all I can
So
give
it's
you.
still easy.
Yeah, it still is, because it just comes natural to me. Yeah.
So in all the pieces that you have made, is there a particular signature piece? Is there a piece that you are most proud of?
Well, right now there's a chandelier earring that I'm making.
A chandelier earring. It is here in the shop.
There's numbers.
Could you take me to it?
Well, here's.
Oh, it has come to us.
Get a couple of other styles if you don't mind. This is the most popular one.
The most popular. Well, I can see
color.
it is stunning. Now, is this the kind of thing that Elizabeth Taylor would have wore?
Probably in her younger years, yes. And then this would
Ooh,
probably be
look
more
at
of
that.
Elizabeth's style.
Oh, now why is that? Why is that?
Because it's a romantic looking piece. It's not sporty in any way.
Well, with this one, this black and white, it carries so much authority.
They all do. They all do.
Well, oh, and look at that. So are there names for these? I mean, official names, not your pet names.
No,
I wouldn't want your husband to get a little upset.
They're a hoop chandelier and a tier chandelier and a diamond-shaped chandelier. It's,
well,
and the oval.
And the oval.
And the oval. Okay, well that's fantastic. So, may I ask you this? How much would these things cost?
These retail in the shop for $80.
$80.
This particular one. And they go down to like 70 and 50 and 40.
So somewhere between $40 and $100 or so.
It's real Indian silver. It's a very good silver. And then they're real crystals.
Real crystals.
So they're
real
all
crystals as opposed to what? Are there such things as okay?
There
so
could be
there's
glass or there could be plastic, and then after a while they lose their shine when they're not real. So.
Well, that's so. Now that you've been at it, how many years have you been at it?
Probably about 6.
About 6 years.
Yeah.
And what were you doing with yourself prior to that time?
I was in the corporate world. I worked
and what
for
did you...
Albertsons grocery stores in the buying office. I mean, I was in a very corporate position.
I used to patronize them.
Yes.
And so you bought celery, or what did you buy?
What did I buy?
Well, no, don't take. I want to get some pictures of those. Did you see the way she just whisked those out of there?
You mean my supplies?
Well, when you were a buyer, what is it that you bought?
I was with, well, I wasn't an actual buyer. I worked in the buying department.
You worked in the buying
with
department.
The buyers.
With the
but
buyers.
I was in different departments. I was in the liquor department. I was in the general merchandise
But what did you
department.
do? How would your
I was
day...
the liaison between the vendors that would come in and need to see the buyers and set up deals and advertising.
So you were the diplomat.
Yeah.
Now, were you the middle child?
No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're
I'm
the oldest.
Boss.
You're
Yeah,
the
I'm
boss. So you
Fell in love.
made people get along with you.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's fantastic.
I give direction.
You give directions. I guess.
give
Is
pretty
there
good
any truth to that?
Occasionally.
Occasionally. Now, in husband code, that means all the time. Is that true?
Yes, but we're a good team. He's my partner.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So, is there a phone number or a web address that people can... Oh, you sell them here.
I sell them exclusively here.
Well, that is the answer to my
There you
question.
go.
Better than any other answer I could come
And the
up
best part that I think right now is because Diane gives such great customer service to her her clients that she knows that if there's somebody that needs something special made, a certain color, a certain length, or whatever it is, they can make an appointment to see me down here at the shop through her, and then we can design whatever they need.
Well, I guess she has some of that corporate liaison skill as well.
Oh yes, she does. We get along very well.